A number of Dutch lawmakers are angry over a lack of transparency in the investigation into the downing of flight MH17, the plane tragically shot down over Ukraine back in 2014. MPs in the Netherlands say that the Dutch investigation team heading the probe are withholding potentially vital information. As Roman Kosterev reports, it could reveal whether the tragedy was preventable in the first place.
It's been more than 3 years since 298 people tragically died on flight MH17 over Ukraine. All this time, the victims' relatives have been searching for answers: who shot down the plane and whether the tragedy could have been prevented. The Dutch team heading the investigation have been anything but conclusive and lacking in transparency, so much so it's drawn criticism from lawmakers in the Netherlands.
Blok still refuses to discuss the agreements about sharing information on dangerous airspace in 2013. Bizarre.
A Dutch MP questioned why the government chose not to publish information that could shed light on whether everything possible was done to prevent the tragedy. He highlighted in particular the working arrangements between intelligence, counter-terrorism agencies and the Foreign Ministry back in 2013, a year before MH17 came down.
The working arrangements were general by nature and made primarily for the purpose of exchange of information in case of an adaptation of travel advice, closure of embassies and consulates, in case of a changing security situation in third-party countries, as well as diplomatic matters.
So the government bodies had decided to exchange information regarding flying over dangerous areas, including conflict zones, to prevent civilian aircraft flying into such areas. However, no warning was issued for the airspace over eastern Ukraine, where the conflict had been raging for months already. Recently, Dutch Security Minister Stef Blok refused to make the details of the arrangement public knowledge, citing security reasons.
Prior to the shooting down of MH17, there was no concrete information on threats to civil aviation in Ukraine available for the Dutch government.
Going back to 2014, by the time MH17 met its end, several military aircraft had been downed in the conflict. The Dutch minister did say the arrangements were revised after MH17. However, the question remains, why keep the details secret?
There are only parts of answers coming in, and now there are coming, as you can say, no answer at all about things which are not supposed to be secret at all. The Ukrainian diplomats were saying, but not on official level, but in an informal level, they were saying it was dangerous for airplanes to fly over this area. Now, nothing was done from the Dutch side about this. You can say about a lot of things that has to be secret, I agree, but an agreement between the Secret Service and the officially parts of the government about how to deal with such kind of information should never be secret. So the whole investigation is politicized. It's all about politics, it's not about going after the truth, and it wasn't from the beginning on.